If you're praying for high ticket clients, but you're still using Canva to post your content, you're only posting memes, you're only posting carousels, then this is your wake up call. Getting sales through word of mouth and referrals is good, but you didn't start that business online just to be the best kept secret in the industry. You are a light of the world, and lights are meant to be hidden. In this live, I'm breaking down three biblical principles to increase your visibility so that you can attract aligned leads and close high ticket sales without burning out or feeling like you're begging your clients, right? So I'm going to be talking about three biblical principles. It's called the Bible of marketing to increase your leads and your sales. So as you're coming in, if you're a business owner, feel free to double tap on that screen. The more you engage with this live, the more that TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, they push it out. I'm going to be dropping gems for those business owners who are in need of content strategy so that you can actually scale to the next level in your business. So this live is for coaches where you're already at six figures, you already have an audience on social media, and you want to know, how do I convert those followers into customers? This live is also for the ambitious business owner where you're capped between 8 to 10K months. So you're already making money in your business, but you want to know, how can I scale to 20K months, 30K months, 50K months and beyond? Then this live is going to help you. And as I'm teaching this live, I love to teach all of my lives like they are master classes. Why? Because I know what it's like to be on social media. I know what it's like to want to grow your platform, to want to be able to convert your followers into customers, and then be following all these gurus, posting 3 or 4 times a day, singing, dancing, and not seeing the results that you desire. So instead of me teaching those things, I definitely won't teach you those. I'm actually going to be teaching you marketing tactics and marketing strategies, rather, that's going to help you to see results right away. But of course, you have to take action, right? So as you're coming in, grab your notebook, grab your pen, take note, take action, make some money, honey. Why? Because action takers are money makers. We're going to be together today for about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to be dropping a lot of gems in order to help you take your business to the next level. Hey, Yvette, thank you so much for joining us today. So if you're a business owner and you're on this live, feel free to drop the name of your business in the chat and I will shout you out. If you are not a business owner, feel free to drop where you're tuning in from. I am in New York City. That's where I am right now. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness, I woke up this morning and I was tired. It's so gloomy outside. Typically, I wake up at 6 a.m. and then I'm like doing my devotion, I'm studying, I'm preparing for the day. And today I slept till 8. I slept till 8. So drop in the chat where you're tuning in from. If you are a business owner, feel free to drop the name of your business in the chat. Hey, Deb the Counselor, how you doing? So we got Deb the Counselor on Instagram. Talk It Out Counseling Services from St. Louis. Come on, let's shout her out. Thank you so much. Hey, I Prosper Pretty. I'm like, man, how you doing, girl? I haven't spoken to you in a while. Hi, Art Life Dad. How you doing? Right? Okay. If we have any other business owners, drop the name of your business in the chat. We have Talk It Out Counseling Services from St. Louis. If you are here on TikTok, drop the name of your business in the chat. If you're on YouTube or LinkedIn, feel free to drop the name of your business in the chat. And if you don't have a business but you want to stick around, feel free to. You can go ahead and drop the what city you're tuning in from. I am in New York City. All right, so we got Bold Nutrition Consulting, a DNA-based fitness company on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. And any other business owners, feel free to drop the name of your business in the chat. Again, today we're going to be talking about the Bible of marketing to increase your leads and your sales. So if you're a business owner, a service provider, you're a coach or an entrepreneur, and you're already at 8 to 10K months in your business and you want to scale past that, then I'm going to show you how you can use Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, any social media platform in order to attract leads to your business and then convert them. If you already have a business and you have been getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, then this live is for you because I'm going to show you how you can actually use social media to get your leads and your referrals. So who am I? I am Shamar Star Cox, TV producer and marketing coach. My goal is to help 6 and 7 figure business owners be able to get seen and get paid by creating binge-worthy videos on social media. So if you're the type of person where you have been called to social media, you have been called to building a larger platform, you have been called to reach a larger audience and to make a bigger impact in this world, and you know that social media is your way to do that, I'm your girl. I'm the one that helps you to do that. But some of you may feel like you're stuck. Some of you may feel like, oh my goodness, I don't want to be seen. Like you're called to social media, but you feel like I don't want to be seen. You're called to social media, but you are lacking confidence getting on video. You're called to social media, but your expertise isn't translating to video. When you're talking one on one to people, you know that you can convert them. But when you're selling in your video and you have to talk to one to many, it's a little bit difficult, right? There are some of you where you have been in your field for over 20 years. You are the expert. But when it comes to making 1 minute videos, 2 minute videos, you don't know how to get that information out of your head and into your videos, right? So that's what I help you with. And that's what I'm going to be showing you how you can do today, just with these 3 principles I'm going to share with you. It's going to help you to be able to close high ticket from your social media videos, right? So if you're selling low ticket, you can still take the advice. But if you're selling high ticket, that's anything over $1,000. That's a $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $30,000, and you want to use social media in order to reach a larger audience so you can close more people, then this live is for you because that's exactly what we're going to be helping with. All right. Oh, awesome. Yvette said that she is from Akron, Ohio. Anyone on TikTok, again, you can feel free to double tap that screen. And then the more you engage with this live, the more the social media pushes it out. So I want you to go ahead and hit the arrow at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Share this live out with your friends. Invite 20 people to this live. Why? Because I'm going to be dropping a lot of gems for you. I do not hold back, nor do I gatekeep. I'm not one of those people who is not going to share the information with you. Why? Because I want you to thrive. I want you to thrive. I can see you. I already know that you have been watching every YouTube video. I already know that you have been binging LinkedIn content, trying to figure out how do I reach more people in my audience? How do I get more people to actually engage with me? How do I get more sales using social media? And it doesn't seem like anything is working. Well, let's turn that around today. Let's turn that around today. I'm going to be sharing with you the Bible of marketing to increase your leads and your sales, especially if you're selling high ticket. This one is for you. All right. So before I share these 3 tips, right? So again, grab your notebook, grab your pen because you're going to be taking notes. But before I share these 3 tips, I want to go ahead and share a story with you. And then we'll go into these 3 tips. So before I was a marketing coach, I was a TV producer. I mean, I still am a TV producer, but I'm not producing as much television in this season. In this season, my main focus has been social media, right? So before I was a marketing coach, I was a TV producer, and I used to produce my own talk shows, right? So I produced a talk show called Wine and Wine. I also had a talk show called Meant to Be Wives during COVID, right? And it didn't matter how much money I invested into these talk shows. It didn't matter how much crew, how much staff I actually hired for these talk shows, right? When I launched it, barely anyone saw it. Do you know how much time and energy goes into producing your own shows? It's a lot. And I would finance a lot of the things through my credit card, right? So here I am hiring people, training people, paying for things on my credit card. And it didn't matter when I launched my shows, barely anyone would see it. And I would launch it on YouTube. We had like a party letting everyone know that we were launching, and barely anyone saw it. And it was absolutely devastating. Like, who am I talking to right now where you've been in your business for some time, you've been putting out social media videos for some time, and your views are under 100 views? You're not even stuck in a 200 view jail. You actually, every time you post, you're getting under 100 views. Who am I talking to right now? Hey, Cass, how you doing? Some of you, you're getting views, they're over 5,000, but you're getting 1 to 2 comments, and they're not actually converting. And so it can feel like, man, I'm putting all this energy, all this hard work into shooting this content, but social media is not really working for my business, right? That's how I felt when I was doing my TV show. That's how I felt when I was producing my talk shows, right? But here's what I noticed. I noticed that I didn't know marketing. So it didn't matter how great my shows were. It didn't matter how wonderful the product was. People weren't seeing it because I didn't understand marketing. And let me tell you, it didn't matter how polished everything was. But guess what? Everything changed when I started my business online. Everything changed when I started posting and understanding what marketing was. Hey, Drew, how you doing? So when I started my business online, I started posting on Instagram and TikTok first, and my videos went viral. They went viral. And I started to recognize, wait a second, it's not about just posting just to post. I actually had to post and start posting with a purpose. And you know what that purpose was? That purpose was profits. So it wasn't about posting just to post. It was about posting with a purpose, and that purpose was profits. So I developed a marketing strategy for my social media. And because of that, I started showing up, I started sharing content, and not only did I unlock my voice, right? My audience discovered me. And that's when I scaled my business to six figures. That's when, instead of getting a couple of hundred views, I started getting hundreds of thousands, even millions of views. That's when I started to grow a platform of not just loyal and engaged followers, but loyal and buying followers. Why is this important? Because loyal and engaged don't always equal paid. How many of you are going through that right now? You are recognizing, wow, I have a loyal and engaged audience, but when I release my offer, when I ask for the sale, they're not actually buying yet, right? So having a loyal and buying audience, that's what gets them to buy, right? And so I learned that, and here's the one thing I walked away with, right? Yep, consumer law, the truth said, yep, that's what I'm understanding right now. Drew said, I actually need your help low key with starting a freelance business. Slide in my DMs, Drew, right? So here's what I actually learned when I started implementing these marketing strategies, scaling my business to six figures, actually building a platform that's loyal and buying. I learned that social media is more than a place to post. It is a tool for expansion. Come on now. Social media is more than a place to post. It is a tool for expansion. Oh my goodness, that word did not want to come out. So let me ask you, what is your tool for expansion? Are you still creating videos and posting 3 or 4 times a day, wishing one will go viral, thinking this is how we'll get clients? Have you been working in your field for over 20 years, helping hundreds of people, but when you show up on social media, it feels like you're the best kept secret in your industry? What is your tool for expansion? I want you to take time. Hey, Miss Luxury, how you doing? I want you to take time and imagine your dream clients finding you on social media every day, not just through referrals, not just through word of mouth. It's not about replacing what's working, but it is about adding a powerful stream of consistent leads so that to your business. Social media allows you to reach an audience you haven't even tapped into yet, without taking your focus away from your current success, right? And so if you're in here, you're like, man, that's me. I have been posting. I can't seem to get my expertise out. I can't seem to understand, how do I get people from TikTok into my 10K offer? How do I get people from LinkedIn onto my email list, right? I want you to imagine what it will feel like if you knew the answer to that. What would it feel like if you could use social media in a way where it's now expanding your territory? It's now expanding your business, as opposed to you feeling like you're posting and no one sees you, right? If you're in here and you're like, that's exactly what I want. That's the change that I've been looking for. Then I want to invite you to join us in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. In this challenge, we help you to go from content confusion to consistent. We help you to go from content confusion to converting your videos that builds your audience, your authority, and your income, right? So if you're in here and you're like, that's exactly what I need, then I want you to join us by clicking the first link in my bio and selecting either the VIP ticket or the Diamond Experience. Now, here's the thing. I shared my experience with you, but I'm not the only one who have experienced success from TikTok or Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube, right? Like, do you all remember Tabitha Brown? Some of you follow her now. Like, drop a me in the chat if you know who I'm talking about. Tabitha Brown. Drop a me in the chat, right? We'll just give you some time because I know it takes time. Yep, Consumer Law Truth said me. Hey, Mr. 1920 Young. And I think I saw Vernon pop in here. Hey, Vernon, how you doing? Oh, thank you, Miss Luxury. Absolutely. Yes, right? So Tabitha Brown got her start 5 years ago on TikTok. Like, how amazing is that? 5 years ago. She's so successful now. And it started 5 years ago on TikTok when she didn't even like the way she sounded. She did not like the way she sounded, right? But she was able to get over her fear of what other people would think about her. She was able to step outside of lacking confidence, and she built a brand so big that now she's on television. She has products in Target. And this happened within 3 years, mind you. Just in 3 years, she was able to build such a successful brand. How many of you know Kev on Stage? Do you know Kev on Stage? Drop a me in the chat if you know Kev on Stage. Some of you like, I do know him. Some of you don't. But with Kev on Stage, he got his start, I think it was on YouTube, right? Yep, there we go again, another me. He got his start on YouTube. And he ended up quitting his job, going to YouTube, and now building such a large comedic brand. The thing is, a lot of you desire more. Like, who in here desires more in their business? Just drop a me in the chat so I can know. You desire so that you can actually have 50K months. You desire to not have to be in your corporate job anymore. You desire to have a team that's working for you so that you can reach more people and make a bigger impact. There are some of you in here where you desire to be on big stages and talking to more people. You desire to be on high-profile podcasts. You desire to be on radio shows and TV shows. You desire to reach more people so that you can be a blessing to them, right? Thank you so much, Consumer Law. The truth was said me to all of that. But in order for that to actually happen, you have to have a platform that is going to expand you. And that's what social media allows you to do. But if you keep thinking, I just need to post one video, it'll go viral and I'll get all these sales, then you're not using social media correctly. If you keep thinking, I can just post a whole bunch of reels and I can post a whole bunch of articles on LinkedIn and hopefully something will take off, then you're not using social media correctly. Social media is your way for you to actually do marketing, free marketing to your audience. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that you don't have to pay for ads. Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, this is your free marketing tool where you do not have to pay for ads at all. You can show up for your audience and you can grow a successful business. When I grew my business to 6 figures, I didn't invest any money in ads. I invested $0 in ads when I grew my business to 6 figures. All I did was post reels, TikToks, and go live. That's it. And that's what helped me to grow my business successfully. When I started to use ads last year, I ran Facebook ads for 6 months. Do you know that that did nothing for my brand? It did not scale my content even more. I did not grow my following even more. And I did not grow my sales. Actually, I felt like I wasted money paying for ads. And that's where some of you are right now. You're like, oh, if I could just pay for the ads, then I'll be able to grow. But you've been putting money into boosting your posts on Instagram. You've been paying for your ads on TikTok. You've been paying for your ads on Facebook. And all that's happening is you're wasting money because you're not getting qualified leads. And if the leads are coming in, they're not actually buying. So how can we turn that around? I want to show you how you can turn that around on this live. I'm going to be sharing with you 3 biblical principles in order for you to get leads and sell high ticket, right? So if you're ready for me to start dropping these gems, for me to teach you these 3 principles, drop a me in the chat so I can go ahead and start giving these to you. So at this point, this is where you want to start taking notes, those of you who are taking notes. But here's the most important thing, right? It's cool to take notes, but you also want to make sure that you're taking action too. Why? Because there's a lot of you on here where you're accustomed to getting information. You go to Google, you get information. You go to chat, you get information. You go to YouTube, you get information. Some of you have even joined coaching programs and you got information, but you haven't seen the results that you desire because the part that is missing is implementation. Information plus implementation equals transformation. So if you want to see increased leads, if you want to see increased sales, if you want to increase your email list, the missing piece is the implementation part, right? Yep, exactly. Consumer Law, the truth said, this is me be on information overload. So information plus implementation equals transformation. That transformation is 50K months. That transformation is 5 to 20 leads a month. Like those are the things that we want, right? All right, so let me go into this. I'm going to be teaching 3 biblical principles that's going to help you to increase your leads and sales. So why biblical principles? right? Why biblical principles? I like teaching this to my clients because what I have learned is that principles are foundational or fundamental, I'm about to say fundamental, foundational and fundamental truths that no matter who you are, no matter what situation you are in, if you work these principles, it will always work for you. What do I mean by that? Biblical principles do not discriminate. They don't care if you're Christian or not. That's why you'll see a lot of people who are not Christian working these principles and being successful, right? Because again, it is a fundamental truth. So once you work it, it will work for you. And so what I do is I show my audience and I show my clients from Jesus's life and from the Bible how Jesus was able to grow his brand so largely just by implementing these principles, how he was able to convert his followers into believers just by implementing these biblical principles. So I want to share the first principle. And the first principle is the first principle is let your light shine. Let your light shine. What do I mean by that? Visibility isn't vanity, it's stewardship. When you're called to serve, hiding doesn't honor your mission. There's a scripture found in Matthew 5:13-16, and this is actually Matthew 5:14-16, and it reads, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand and gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others that they may see good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." So what does this mean? It means that you weren't meant to play small. You weren't meant to be the best kept secret in your industry. Light on a hill means you cannot be hidden. And the best way for a light to be found and to be seen is to be propped up on a platform like Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn or YouTube so that others can be seen. There are some of you here. Hey, Shake, how you doing? There are some of you here where you know you're called to social media. You know that you should be posting videos. You know that you should be on YouTube. And you keep shrinking back. You keep going, next year I'll do it. Next year I'll do it. Everything else takes precedence. I got to focus on my clients. I got to focus on my job. My kids are calling me. But you were called to be light. Your business was called to be light. You did not start that business to be the side chick to your 9 to 5. You did not start that business to be hidden from the world. You started it to make an impact. You started it to transform lives. So my question to you is, why isn't your light shining? Why is it more people knowing about your business? Why is it more people knowing about you? Is it because you're playing small? Is it because you have a fear of judgment? Is it because you're lacking confidence showing up on camera? What is it that's holding you back? Because this is the thing that's keeping you from your next. And for some of you, your next is 50K months. For some of you, your next is 70K months. Some of you in here, you're just like, girl, I'm just trying to get to 10K months. Who in here is just trying to get to 10K months? Drop a me in the chat so I can see. Right? Some of you, your next is being the next TEDx speaker. Your next is being on the Breakfast Club. Your next is being the next speaker for Essence Fest. But you can't get to your next if people don't see you. And that's why this principle is so important to work. Here, Jesus is giving us the solution. He's letting us know a light on a hill cannot be hidden. So what is your hill? Is your hill YouTube? Is your hill TikTok? Is your hill Instagram? Is your hill LinkedIn? Which platform are you called to in this season? I want you to write that in the chat. Which platform are you called to in this season? And as you're writing it in the chat, I want you to think about what's holding me back from truly showing up. Did I allow life to get in the way again? Like there are some of you on here where you started this year very strong. You had a content strategy. You started to post the videos. And then life started to happen. Whether you got sick, someone in your family got sick, you were moving, and you haven't gone back to your videos. You haven't gone back to posting your content. But this is the thing that's going to elevate your business to the next level. You have been doing word of mouth for far too long. You have been doing referrals for far too long. And it has gotten you to a certain space in your business, but you're ready for next. And your next starts with you becoming light in social media, increasing your visibility, right? All right, let me read some of the comments in the chat and then I'll give you the next thing. All right. Consumer Law says business was built on biblical principles. Exactly. Everyone is using them regardless if they know it or not. Absolutely they are. Yes, Shake said, "Yep, that's me." Not me. Oh, yeah. Shake, congratulations. Shake said I did my first live yesterday. Oh, I love it. Congratulations. Consumer Law says, I'm both TikTok and Instagram. Got my setup for YouTube, but haven't started yet. Okay, that's cool. The fact that you're already on TikTok and Instagram, if you haven't already, set a goal for your platform. Your goal should include what your money goal is and what your follower goal is, right? And why do I say this? Because it's so important that we are omnipresent like Jesus. Like that's the goal. Can somebody drop that in the chat? Omnipresent. The goal is for us to be omnipresent like Jesus, right? Which means that you want to be everywhere. So you do want to be on every platform. No, I am not that marketing coach that tells you that you shouldn't be on every platform. You definitely should be on every platform. I want you to think about Nike. Nike's not just on TikTok. Nike's not just on Instagram. Nike decided we're going to dominate every platform. I want you to think about Tabitha Brown. Tabitha Brown started on TikTok. Now she's on YouTube. She has an Instagram. Like she's everywhere. So the goal is to be omnipresent like Jesus. That's the truth, right? But the goal isn't to burn yourself out. So some of you in here, you're listening to me and you're like, oh my goodness, I got to be omnipresent like Jesus. Let me go start a platform. Let me go start a page on every platform. No. I want you to understand when Jesus was walking this earth, right? Because we know Jesus is God. When Jesus was walking this earth, the way that he was able to become omnipresent on this earth, right? This is when he was walking this earth, was that he went town to town. So he wasn't in every town all at once. He went town to town. His physical flesh, I'm talking about. He went town to town. So you want to start on one platform at a time. So the goal is omnipresent. Thank you so much, Shake, for dropping that in the chat. But you want to start one platform at a time. So on each platform that you are on, you want to set a goal. How much money do you want to make from that platform? And how many followers do you want to grow? For me, I wanted to hit 6 figures. I hit six figures 2 years into business using Instagram and TikTok. I didn't hit my follower goal yet, but God told me, hey, you hit this goal. It's time to move on to the next platform. Right? So you want to make sure you're setting a goal, because here's the reality. When you set the goal and you hit the goal, you now have a system that works for that platform, which makes it a lot easier for you to move on to the next platform and implement a system, as opposed to trying to figure out all the platforms at the same time. You're going to exhaust yourself. So one platform at a time, but you want to be omnipresent like Jesus. Hey, Quanda, honey, how you doing? Thank you, Yvette, for dropping that in the chat. Awesome. Okay, so we got your visibility is important, right? Because you're called to be the light of the world, and light cannot be hidden, by the way. So if you're going to be on social media, that means people are going to see you. So if you are playing small, or if you have a fear of being seen, or if you are suffering from imposter syndrome, these are the things that are going to break off of you as you create. One more time. These are the things that are going to break off of you as you create. So some of you are waiting for the fear to leave you before you go live. Some of you are waiting for the fear to leave you before you start creating the videos. And the reality is it's not going to leave until you start doing. That's it. There are some of you on here are overthinkers, or you are very logical people. And in your mind, you need to know the whole strategy before you start to release content. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way you're going to learn social media just by reading a whole bunch of information. Because all you're doing is grabbing you're taking in the information, you're hoarding it. You're a hoarder. You're hoarding the information and you're not releasing anything. So then you're feeling stuck because you have all this information in your head, but then you don't know what to do with it. It's time to start creating. Can somebody write that in the chat? It's time to start creating, right? Shake said, that's me. But Shake, that's no longer you, because you actually went live yesterday. I am so proud of you. Congratulations, right? Hey, MD Sharav. We're talking about Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So I'm asking you, MD Sharav, which platform are you called to dominate in this season? Is it YouTube? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Instagram, TikTok? But I teach all 4. So I'm showing you how to increase your visibility on all 4 platforms, right? But you just choose which one are you going to focus on. Because you try to focus on all of them, you will get burnt out. But the goal eventually is to be omnipresent like Jesus. So you want to set a goal for your platform. How much money do I want to make? How many followers do I want to have? Hit that goal and then move on to the next platform. Right? Okay. So what I want to do is I want to give you some tips for visibility. Like how can you increase your visibility on social media, right? Now, especially if you are selling high ticket and you're accustomed to getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, I want to show you how you can get sales through social media. Now, how many of you in here believe that if you're selling a 10K offer, you shouldn't be on Instagram or TikTok? Who in here believes that? If you're selling a 10K offer, you shouldn't be on Instagram or TikTok, right? I have clients who believe that. I have clients who are on LinkedIn and they're like, well, I'm selling a 10K offer, I'm selling a 20K offer, and I should only be on LinkedIn for that. And I'll tell you right now, that's not true. I sell 10K offers on TikTok as well, right? Here's why, because your audience is everywhere. I know some people like to think that only the high earners are on LinkedIn, but it's not true. They're on Instagram and TikTok too. They just show up differently. So the question is, how do you reach your audience no matter what platform you are on? How do you reach your audience so that you can sell high ticket? I want to show you the difference between someone who's selling low ticket, the type of visibility that they will use, their visibility strategy, versus someone who's selling high ticket and their visibility strategy, right? So someone who's selling low ticket, and I'm not saying all of them do this, it's just some of them who do this and they're selling low ticket. This is their visibility strategy. Their visibility strategy is they focus on volume and virality, right? Why is that important? Because if you're selling low ticket, you need to reach more people very quickly. You need more people to buy, right? So they're focused on volume and virality, and it often leads to low commitment on content, right? So they're posting quotes, memes, 7-second reels, because they know, first of all, them trying to post longer form content is going to be harder for them to produce that much content because they're busy, right? So they're focused on memes, quotes, 7-second reels, like really fast content, because their goal is to post a lot of content so that at least one of it could go viral so they can reach more people. And then it's less relationship building, more attention grabbing, right? So someone who's focused on low ticket visibility, it's less relationship building. So they're not taking time to build relationship with their audience. They're more so focused on clickbait and grabbing attention. So if you want to sell high ticket visibility has to shift, because in order for you to sell high ticket, especially if you're at the 5K offer, 10K rate, right? You have to increase your touch points with your people. And every touch point needs to build trust. So what am I talking about? High ticket visibility is focused on building trust, depth, and authority, right? Because when it comes to selling high ticket, it's an emotional decision, not a logical decision, right? So whenever we're selling high ticket, we want to make sure that we're pulling on the emotional strings of our people, because this is what they say that they desire. They're saying that they want your help, but in order for them to invest, they need to feel seen and they need to feel heard. So your high visibility strategy has to be built on trust and authority. The next thing, it requires high touch interactions, DMs, lives, value driven long form content. That's why you see a lot of people on YouTube. That's why you see a lot of people on TikTok going viral with 2-minute videos. That's why you see a lot of people going live, long form content, or even having podcasts. Long form content is the easiest way to build trust with your audience, because they get to watch you for longer than 2 minutes, longer than 5 minutes. Some of them are watching for an hour. And after an hour, they've already decided, this is my coach, this is who I want to work with, right? So it requires high touch interactions. And last thing is high ticket visibility prioritizes intimate conversations, behind the scenes leadership, and transformation stories, right? So having intimate conversations with your audience, this is one-on-one conversations that you're having with your audience. Behind the scenes leadership, you are having conversations with them and you're offering them help every step of the way. right? You're following up with them. They're not just reaching out to you one time and they never hear from you again. There's a follow-up process going on. Why is this important? Because you want to be top of mind. You want to be top of mind. Not everyone following you right now is going to buy from you right now. Not everyone. The same thing happened with Jesus. Not everyone who followed him became a believer. So you want to make sure you're constantly building that relationship with your audience. So if you're in here, you're like, I do not know how to do that. I want to sell high ticket, or I am selling high ticket. Some of you are skilled at selling high ticket offline. Like you're already accustomed to word of mouth. You're already accustomed to referrals, right? And when it comes to doing it online now through video, you freeze because you don't know what to say in your videos to get people to buy high ticket. And you don't know what system to build to get them from your platform into your email list, to get them from your platform into your program. So if you're in here and you're like, that's what I need, that's what I desire, that's what I want, because I'm ready to take my business to the next level, then consider joining us in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. In the challenge, we show you how to create content that sells. But not just creating content that sells. We show you how to create the content that increases your visibility online so that now you're building your brand presence. And this is your personal brand presence. So that when people are on your social media platform, they're already making a buying decision from the content that you're posting. I had a client that I was talking to, right? Where she barely had any leads that were coming in. And when she joined the challenge, we showed her a high visibility strategy. And guess what? She was able to bring in leads instantly. This client, she is a career coach. Oh, no, actually, no, excuse me. I want to talk about Abigail. Abigail, she was a nurse where she worked 12-hour shifts, right? She was missing the most vital moments in her child's life. So her child was a baby. When her child turned 1, she had to miss her child's birthday party because she had to work. When her child was walking, she had to miss the first steps or had to watch it on video because she had to work. How many of you started your business so that you wouldn't have to miss vital moments in your children's lives? And yet you're on social media and it feels like no one sees me. You know that you are the expert, but you can't get the information out of your head and into video in a way that will get people to see that you're the one who can help them. That's where Abigail was. Every time she posted her videos, she got less than 100 views in her videos. And she was so distraught, so frustrated. She joined our 5-day challenge. And in 3 days, come on, somebody write 3 days in the chat. In 3 days, she learned how to create content that actually gets her audience to watch her content. And not just watch it for 3 seconds, but watch it for the full duration. She learned how to create content that got people to comment on her content in just 3 days. And guess what happened? She went from less than 100 views to 600 views and grew her following. She hit nearly 300 followers in just 3 days from posting content that we showed her how to post. There are some of you in here where you're convincing yourself, oh man, I've been on social media for so long, it just doesn't work for me. It works for everyone else but you. It worked for Tabitha Brown. It worked for Ariel Fitz. It worked for Kev on Stage. It worked for me, but it won't work for you. What's really not working is your marketing strategy. It's how you're approaching putting out the content because you don't know what it takes to get people to engage with you. You don't know what it takes to get people to buy from you. And those are the things that we show you in the challenge. So if you're like, I'm tired of trying to figure it out on my own, I want to know how I can get quick results right now. Because for some of you, you've been doing this for months and you want to know, okay, I want to see if this actually works for me. Will I be able to start getting leads if I start posting videos a certain way? Will I be able to start getting sales if I post videos a certain way? Then join us in the challenge. You click the first link in my bio so that you can get access. In the challenge, we have 2 levels. We have VIP experience and we have the diamond experience. At the VIP level, you get to join us 1 hour before the challenge actually starts every day of the challenge, right? So the challenge is 5 days and it's 2 hours. So the first hour is Q&A. During the Q&A, you get to ask questions like, how do I get people to stop writing? This is so inspiring, and start writing instead. How can I buy from you? You get to ask questions like, why isn't my videos landing with my audience? I've been posting, and it's just not landing with my audience. You get to ask questions like, what's wrong with my marketing strategy as to why I'm not bringing in as much high ticket sales as when I would with word of mouth. And we show you how to fix that in the challenge. Why are we doing this? Because our goal is to help you get results in 5 days or less. I already know what it's like to be posting on social media for so long and not seeing your results come in, at least the ones that you desire. So our goal is to show you how to fix it quickly so you can get results in 5 days or less, right? And all you got to do is select the first link in my bio to get access to the challenge. If you want to get to the VIP ticket much faster, click the second link in my bio. It takes you right to the checkout cart. And as soon as you get access to the VIP experience, you get added to our membership vault. And in the membership vault, you immediately get 365 days of content ideas in order to sell to your audience. Some of you, the reason why people aren't buying yet is because you're not selling. You think you're selling, but you're showing up and you're inspiring them. You're showing up and you're encouraging them. You're showing up and you are educating them all the way to boredom. How many of you are doing that? I know you're not going to tell yourself. You're like, no, that's not what I'm doing. But all you're doing is putting out educational content, and your audience is fatigued with all the information that you're sharing, that you're not actually selling to them. So immediately today, if you join the challenge, you get the 365 days of content ideas. We show you which days you should be selling to your audience. Post this video, start selling to your audience. So you can shift from only getting views to actually getting engagement that leads to payment. Come on now. All right. MD Sharav says, I'm a Meta ads expert freelancer. If you want to promote your social media, MD Sharav, I literally just told everyone about my Meta ads experience. I actually will never use Meta ads again. But thanks for writing that on the comments, right? Okay, so we are talking about the Bible of marketing to increase your leads and your sales. I'm giving you 3 principles in order for you to be able to increase your lead generation and sell high ticket to your audience, right? The first principle is let your light shine. This is a high visibility content strategy, right? So I already showed you the difference between a low ticket visibility strategy and a high ticket visibility strategy. What I want to do is actually give you the strategy. So a lot of you have been sticking around. I want to give you what the high visibility strategy looks like so you can have it and test it out so you can actually see like, okay, this can work for my business. Like I've done it. And this is what brought me to 6 figures in my business. So I want to share it with you. How many of you in here, you already hit 6 figures and you want to scale? Drop a 6 in the chat. If you haven't hit 6 figures yet, drop a 1 in the chat. I just want to do a quick poll. So if you've already hit 6 figures and you want to scale, drop a 6 in the chat. But if you haven't hit the 6 figures, drop a 1 in the chat so I can know where you're at. Quanda, don't be laughing at me. Doing a quick poll. Hey, Chanel, how you doing, honey? All right. So, okay, how many of you have hit 6 figures already? And how many of you haven't hit 6 figures? Drop a 6 if you hit 6 figures. Drop a 1 if you haven't. I just want to do a quick poll. All right. I don't see anything in here, so it looks like y'all didn't hit nothing. Or some of you might be too busy to actually type inside the chat. That's cool. But what I want to do is I want to give you this high visibility content strategy for high ticket sales. And it's only 4 steps. It's only 4 steps. The first one is to go live weekly with a purpose. Who in here just froze when you were like, go live? Yes. As I said, your high visibility strategy includes long form content. And live is the best way to produce long form content on Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Now on YouTube, you can go live or you can actually post pre-recorded long form content, right? Now I know like TikTok and Instagram allows you to post 10-minute videos, but I want you to be mindful of the platform. On these platforms, people aren't accustomed to watching 10-minute videos. So chances are they won't. But on YouTube, they are. But if you go live with your audience, then they will be there with you. Then they will actually tune in and be with you most likely for the whole time. So go live with a purpose. Don't just show up. You want to teach, you want to lead, you want to teach, you want to lead, you want to solve high-level problems and then invite your audience to buy from you. The next thing is create long-form authority-based content, right? So you can post carousels, you can post newsletters, podcasts. I know podcast has been blowing up all this time, but I feel like, especially in this season, probably because I'm doing it now, podcast is a long-term strategy, but you build a loyal enough following for your podcast and you can convert every day. So maybe the first couple of years it's not converting, but when you have that loyal following, you can actually convert every day with your podcast because people will tune in, right? Another one is open up conversations in DMs. I don't know why I said open up, but start DMing your people. I have a client right now where one of her Facebook groups, they're completely dead. It doesn't matter how much she posts, people do not engage with her. And they were like, we feel like we want to give up on this group because people aren't engaging. And I said to them, I wouldn't give up on the group. Well, that's not how I said it. I said to them, if posting is not getting their attention, you need to start DMing people individually. Because the reality is on Facebook and Meta, period, Facebook, Instagram, anything under Meta, they're not sharing your content as widely as you liked. How many of you are using Facebook groups, you're posting on Instagram, and you're recognizing my content feels like it's limited? Like, it doesn't matter what you do, you're not getting the reach that you desire. That is because of how the algorithm is set up. It is not set up to push your content. I know there are people who are like, that's not true. Our content gets pushed. Their content gets pushed because they already have a large following, one. And two, they may be in some type of program. No, I don't want to say to be in some type of program, but their content gets pushed because they already have a large audience, right? Or sometimes they're just starting out and it gets pushed. But I've known people who have been on Instagram for years, have been able to grow their following to over 100,000 followers, and then all of a sudden their content doesn't get pushed anymore. And it's not because they changed their content. It's not because they stopped posting. It's literally because the algorithm changed again and their content doesn't get pushed, right? And so the strategy for Facebook groups, if your content isn't getting pushed, and not just Facebook groups, you can do this on Instagram and TikTok too, is to start DMing your people individually. But here's the thing. The goal isn't just to DM them to encourage them and hey, how you doing? That's not the only reason. Like, you want to DM them with the script that converts. So if you're on here now, you're like, man, I do want to start DMing my audience, but I don't know what to say to them in the DMs. I don't know what to say to get them to buy. I don't know what to say in order for me to even build a relationship with them. Or you just feel awkward because talking to people in the DMs makes it feel like you're talking to strangers. That's how we help you in the challenge. We actually give you DM scripts, but here's the thing. You got to test your scripts, because just writing the scripts, just engaging in the DMs is not going to do anything for you. You got to make sure that these are the scripts that's going to work for your audience. And then lastly, this one, especially for those of you who are, no matter what you post is not getting pushed, in order for you to avoid the algorithm is to collaborate with other leaders. That's the strategy that I had implemented when I noticed that my content wasn't getting pushed. I started collaborating with other leaders. I said, you know what? I'm not going to rely on the algorithm, because one year the algorithm could push your content. You could build your business so successfully. And the next year it won't push your content and you'll find yourself struggling. Right. And so our goal, of course, we want to use social media in order for us to grow our following, in order for us to grow our sales. But you also want to be strategic and not just be so reliant on the algorithm. And one way to increase your visibility is by collaborating with other platforms too. Right. All right. Who in here feels blessed by what I'm sharing? Just drop a I'm blessed in the chat. And I want to move on to the next principle, because I know I stayed long on the first principle. So again, I'm sharing the Bible of marketing to increase your leads and sales. And I'm sharing 3 biblical principles in order for you to be able to increase your lead generation and sell high ticket. The first principle that I shared was for you to let your light shine by increasing your visibility. And you can increase your visibility by creating long form content, going live, partnering with other platforms. Like, these are just simple ones, and DMing people. These are just simple ones in order for you to be able to reach your audience, right? Okay. The second principle The second principle is alignment attracts. Alignment attracts. That's the second principle. When your marketing is in alignment with who God created you to be, it doesn't just perform better, right? It doesn't just feel better, it performs better. So when your marketing is in alignment with who God created you to be, it doesn't just feel better, it performs better. What do I mean by this? I've been through this actually. I've been through this. If you've been feeling weighed down by everyone else's strategies, they're telling you to post 3 or 4 times a day. They're telling you to use SEO. They're telling you to go live. They're telling you to do carousels because Instagram's pushing carousels right now. And you're hopping from here to here to here to here. And you're feeling exhausted from all of these strategies, right? Now it doesn't feel clear. It feels like confusion. I've been there before. Just last year, I remember joining a coaching program and I did everything my coach told me to do. I ran Facebook ads. I did cold DM marketing. I lowered my prices. I did weekly webinars. I posted multiple times a day. You name it, I did it. I did all the things. And do you know that none of it worked? Absolutely none of it worked. And all it did was I felt exhausted and I felt burnt out to the point that I actually wanted to give up. How many of you have ever experienced that before, where you're doing all the things and nothing seems to be working for you, right? And so this actually is something that I teach my clients. Instead of you doing all the things, you get an individual strategy. Why is this important? Because your business is not like everybody else's business. Your business is not the same as everybody else's business. So having your own strategy, being able to work your own strategy that aligns with your character, aligns with your personality, that's what's going to attract your audience. And so for me, here I was with all these things that I'm working and doing. I even had a team that was working for me, and that was exhausting. I remember I felt like King David before he became king. When David, this is found in 1 Samuel 7, verses 37 to 41. This is where David is getting ready to fight Goliath. And so there's a lot of you in here where you already know that story, right? But here was David getting ready to fight Goliath. And thank you, Yvette. And Saul looks at him. He's 15 years old. David is young. He's 15 years old. He had no armor on. And Saul, or I should say, he had little armor on. And Saul put all of the king's armor on him and tells him, go ahead and fight. And there goes David, tired, weighed down, having to go up against this giant. And he felt like, I can't fight like this. I got to be true to who I am. And so he took off all the armor, and all he did was pick up a sling, and he picked up 3 rocks. That's what he did, a sling and 3 rocks. So he had to take off everything that the king had put on him. He picked up a sling and 3 rocks, and he went to battle Goliath. And guess who won? It definitely wasn't Goliath, right? It only took David 1 try to knock that giant out. So there I was with all these marketing strategies, running ads, cold DMs, posting multiple times a day. I wasn't even doing the things that were true to myself anymore. And finally, at the fall of last year, I decided, let me take all of this off because this isn't working for me. And I went back to who am I? I had to get back into alignment. And what does that mean for me? Alignment means being one with myself and being one with God. Alignment may mean different things to everyone, but to me, it meant that I had to be one with myself and be one with God. And when I was one with myself, I realized what was wrong with my marketing strategies and why it wasn't working. I kept trying to replace myself. How many of you have heard that strategy before? In order for you to scale, you got to replace yourself. That's what I kept being told. You got to replace yourself in order for you to scale your business. And in me replacing myself, I was no longer building relationships with my audience. And so they stopped buying. And it made things really hard because to go from 6 figures, 8 to 10K months to 3 to 5K months, okay? Some of you are like, I would like to get to 3 to 5K months. But that was hard. And then paying people on top of that, I had to get back to who I was and be true to me. And what's true to me when it comes to marketing is actually talking to my audience, going live with my audience, putting out long form content, putting out short form content, putting out video content. Cold DMs doesn't work for my audience. Why? Because that's not building any type of relationship. My audience converts better when I'm talking to them, visually talking to them. So why would DMing them and they don't even know me from a hole in the wall convert them? But I didn't know that because I'm working with a coach where he built $1 million business by doing that. So I'm thinking, oh, I can do that. But no, not for me. I was out of alignment. How many of you are out of alignment with your marketing strategy? You're doing all these things and nothing is working for you, right? I'm running Facebook ads. Facebook ads was so impersonal to my audience because I already know the best way to convert my audience is long form content. Facebook ads is just really quick, short form, going to an audience that don't know me from a hole in the wall. When I was doing it organically, they will go from my reels and TikToks to my live videos into my email list or into my challenge, right? But here I am running Facebook ads and then I'm sending them to an e-guide. That wasn't working for them. It was so impersonal. And I couldn't figure out how to replicate my live videos for an ad. It just wasn't working for my audience. And so that didn't help. Instead, I wasted a lot of money. And I say wasted because it was a bad investment for me. Running Facebook ads was a bad investment for me because it was not me being true to myself and in alignment with me. But there was one strategy that God did give me when I was able to come back into alignment with myself. There was one strategy that God did give me that was in alignment with me, and that was to start a podcast. Why was that in alignment? Because I was already getting sales going live with my audience, just me alone. So the next step was to amplify my voice by interviewing other big brands and business owners so that I can cross over into their audience and they can cross over into my audience. And let me tell you, that thing worked. Doors started opening for me. I got invited to speak internationally at a retreat. I got to teach people how to hear God speak. I got to teach them marketing. I got invited to different podcasts. I'm still getting invited to podcasts. I'm doing a radio and a TV show on Thursday. Like someone just hit me up and was like, hey, we want to invite you to our radio and TV show. I just did a podcast yesterday, right? So like at least every week, I'm probably shooting 1 to 2 podcast episodes, not just for me, on other people's platforms. So I don't have to rely on the fact that if Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, if they shifted their algorithm and my content doesn't get shown, I still have content in other people's platforms, on other people's platforms, right? And so doing that marketing strategy is alignment with me. So my question to you is, what marketing strategy are you doing marketing that's in alignment with you? Or are you exhausted? Are you burnt out? Are you frustrated? Are you doing all the things that just isn't working? And do you want to stop? Some of you haven't stopped yet because you keep thinking, hey, Darren, how you doing? Some of you haven't stopped yet because you keep thinking, if I stop, I'm not going to get sales. But it's not about stopping. It's about slowing down. It's about slowing down and really analyzing, are these marketing strategies producing income? Because if they're not, why are you putting so much energy into it? The goal is to scale your business beyond 6 figures. The goal is to scale your visibility beyond just a couple of followers. So you want to do the marketing strategy that works for you. So I want to give 2 examples. One example is Christina. She's one of my former clients. She's a single mom, full-time employee and manager, right? But also runs her business full-time. And now I teach my clients multiple strategies, but I do it based on your business. So again, when you're working with my company, we're working with you like we're your agency. Agency just means that we're going to show you things that work for your brand because your brand is different from somebody else's brand. So we don't do cookie cutter. Everything is individualized so that you can speak to your audience based on your personality, based on your character. And so here's Christina. She started out on TikTok with only 474 followers. And her goal was just to get to 1,000 followers because she wanted to be able to go live. That was it. But here's the thing. She hated going live. Sis hated going live. It just didn't she felt so afraid. She felt like an imposter. She just did not want to go live. So we taught her another strategy. We taught her a strategy with just her TikTok videos. All she had to do was post 3 types of videos, one that gets her followers, one that gets her engagement, one that gets her sales. And guess what happened? She was able to grow her brand over 40,000 followers. She built her email list. One video went viral. She got 300 email subscribers. 300 email subscribers. Oh my goodness. Y'all was going to let me just say 3 mil, right? She got 300 new email subscribers, sold 10 digital products, and was booked up for 2 months, all from just posting videos. But I have another example, Christiana, another one of my former clients. She actually already had a very successful wedding business, the luxury wedding business, right? And she wanted to start a new business online. So she's accustomed to her business, word of mouth, referrals, doing pitches, right? And now she wanted to build a new business online, and she wasn't sure, how do I take the skills that I developed in my first business to build another business, but this time online, right? And I taught her the live strategy. She felt comfortable going live in front of her audience. And guess what happened? She booked 10 new clients. 10 new clients just from going live. Two both successful business owners, two different strategies that works with their business, that works with their personality. When you're working with us, we help you to be in alignment with yourself, in alignment with God. Sorry, y'all. TikTok has me like putting that puzzle piece in. Okay, there we go. Right? We show you how to be in alignment with yourself, in alignment with God, so that you can do the marketing strategy that attracts your audience. Why? Because there are people who are attached to your voice, they're attached to your DNA. Jesus said, "My sheep know my voice, and another they will not follow." It's the same thing with you. Your people know your voice, and another they will not follow. But if they can't find you, it's going to be hard for them to follow you. If you are doing marketing that's out of alignment with who you are, it's going to be really hard for them to buy from you because they're already attracted to your authenticity. So, what marketing strategies are you working that is authentic to you to attract your people to you? Right? If you're in here and you don't have that yet, but you want to have that, you've been craving that, then click the second link in my bio and join us in the VIP experience. It doesn't take 3 months to have an authentic marketing strategy that works for you. It only takes one day. It only takes 1 hour. Some of you keep thinking it's going to take me forever to be able to do this. No. Christiana saw her success in 6 weeks. We worked together for 6 weeks. She saw her success. Christina saw her success in 1 day. She asked one question that brought in 30 leads in 1 day. Some of you, you are one question away from scaling your business. You are one strategy away from scaling your visibility. And until you work with someone who can see into your business to point out what the holes are, you'll always remain that one strategy away. But my question to you is it worth it waiting? Is it worth it waiting? The people who are called to you, the people who are waiting for you to help them, is it worth it leaving them waiting? I know for me, if I would have let fear, if I would have let imposter syndrome stop me, Christina would not have built her following to 40,000 followers. She wouldn't know how to post content that always builds up her emails list. Christiana would not have been able to get those 10 new clients in her brand new online business. Abigail wouldn't have been crying about her views being increased if I never showed up. So who is suffering because you haven't showed up yet? Who is suffering because they haven't found your business yet? And are you willing to pay that cost? I know for me, I'm not. And so for me, I do whatever it takes. If you're in here and you're like, I'm not willing to pay that cost anymore, and I'm ready to get to the next level of my business, and I want to be able to make an impact, and not just an impact on the people who are in my inner circle. I'm ready to impact the masses. I'm ready to impact thousands. Then join us in the challenge. It's up to you. I make the invite, but I can't force you to join us. You have to decide, this is my time. You have to decide, I'm going to get out of my own way and finally do the work that's going to help me to scale my business, that's going to help me to scale my visibility. Some of you in here, you're like, Oh, but what if this is a scam? I've invested before and I didn't get what I paid for. Oh, I've worked with clients like you. I've worked with clients like you where you have invested in this coach, that coach, this coach, that coach. And I apologize on their behalf that it was less than the quality that you have required. But I promise you, on that first day of the challenge, just one conversation, you will see how different our company is from those, because our goal is to serve you with excellence, just like Jesus did. So we operate in integrity and we make sure that we are helping your business get to the next level. But I'm going to tell you this right now, we work quickly. So you got to be ready for this real fast, right? Hey, Tanisha, how you doing? Oh, thank you. Okay. I'll check out my DMs. All right, let me give you this last principle and then we'll wrap up. So again, we're doing the Bible of marketing to increase your leads and sales. I'm sharing 3 biblical principles to increase your lead generation and for you to sell high ticket. So this is for my business owners and service providers where you want to sell high ticket using Instagram, TikTok. Oh, Instagram, that live went dead. That's so weird. Okay, whatever. Right? Using Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or YouTube. And these 3 principles are going to help. So the first principle I shared was to let your light shine. In order for you to do that, you need to increase your visibility. So I shared a high ticket visibility strategy. And then the second one was for you to be in alignment with who you are, was to be authentic with who you are in order to attract your people. And this last one is pretty quick. It is build a community of believers on social media. Build a community of believers on social media. One of the first things Jesus did was to build a community of believers in what he was selling. Does anyone on here know what Jesus was selling? Right? Does anyone on here know what Jesus was selling? I won't wait too long, but I'll drink some water. Right? If you don't know, it's okay. I'm going to tell you. Right? But one thing that Jesus was selling was eternal life. He was selling eternal life or even a better life. A lot of the people that came to him, they were weary, they were heavy laden, they were burdened. And he was telling them, hey, I got a better way for you. But in order for them to opt in, he had to build a community of believers. So here's the thing. Jesus had one mission, and that was to save the world. But he had a 2-part strategy to do that. His 2-part strategy was 1, grow his following, and 2, convert those followers into believers. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like our social media strategy? 1, grow our following, and 2, convert those followers into buyers. That's what our strategy is, right? And so in order to do that, you have to grow a community of believers. And the best way to do that is by telling stories, not just educating your audience. I love educational videos. It's good. It builds your authority. But some of you can hide behind your tips, your tricks, your tutorials, and teachings, right? But what about telling stories in your content that will get your audience to convert? What stories can you tell from your life, from television, from the Bible, from anywhere? It doesn't only have to be your life. The goal is to create to relate. So you want to tell stories that your audience would relate to. When I started this live, I told a story about how, because I was a TV producer, I was producing talk shows, but they went nowhere because I didn't know marketing. And as soon as I understood marketing, guess what? My business took off. It took off. So what stories can you tell in your content that will get your audience to relate to you? And I want to give an example. One of my former clients, her name is Lori. She's a fitness coach, right? And what she does is she helps people lose weight and not die young. That's what she does. And why does she start her business? Because her father died young from diabetes. He was obese and diabetic, and he died young. And she was on the same track until she realized, I don't got to be like that. I don't got to be like my daddy. I am in charge of who I am. I am in charge of my weight, my health. And so she created a regimen for herself, meal prepping, working out, all these things to get in shape. And then she decided, I want to help other people. Look at that impact. I want to help other people. That's where a lot of you are. Hey, Jerusha. A lot of you are there. You started your business because you want to make impact. You want to help other people, right? But here's the thing. She started posting on TikTok and barely anyone was paying her any attention. So there's a lot of you on here where you're the expert, you're the authority, and you're frustrated because when you post, you feel like the best kept secret. You feel frustrated because you see people who are younger than you getting more people than you. They're getting more eyes on their content than you, and you keep thinking it's because they're younger. It's not because they're younger, it's because they know marketing more than you do, right? Hey, Custom Grad Stalls, I haven't seen you in a while. And so Lori joined the challenge, and we helped her with her messaging in her videos. So again, the goal is for you to create videos that convert. Her videos weren't converting because her messaging was off. And the biggest thing was the story that she needed to tell. Son, we gave her the strategy. We told her what to say in her videos. The next day, she got 3 leads. The next day, not 3 months later, not 1 year later. The next day, she got 3 leads because of the story that she told. But she's not the only one. Jasmine, too. Jasmine is an artist, full-time artist, working in her business. She uses TikTok as her main platform, but she's now switching over to LinkedIn as well. And what she does is she sells high-ticket art. And she was already great at storytelling. But when we showed her how to hone the storytelling for sales, here's what she was able to do. She called us with a testimony and said, hey, now that I've gone through your program, I now know what content brings in followers, what content brings in engagement, and what content brings in sales. That type of clarity. Wouldn't you want to know every time you post, this is what's going to bring in my followers? Every time you post, this is what's going to bring in my engagement. And every time you post, this is what's going to bring in sales. Instead of you trying to figure out what's going to work, that's what she was able to learn. And let me tell you this, we teach that to everyone because once you have those 3 things, it doesn't matter what platform you're on, you can always work it. And it started with telling stories, right? So tell your stories, relate to your audience, and then convert them into your customers because they want to be converted. They want to buy from you. You just have to give them the invitation. So if you want to join us in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge, I'll tell you who the challenge is for. It's for the coach where you're already at 6 figures and you're using social media. You already have an audience, but you don't know how to convert them into customers. Then this challenge is going to help you because we show you how to speak directly to your audience, to the ones who've been lurking for so long, how to get them to buy. This challenge is also for the business owner or the service provider where you're capped between 8 to 10K months. So you're already making 8 to 10K months in your business and you want to know how to scale your business, but you're not sure how to sell in your videos without sounding salesy or feeling icky. We want to show you how to build relationship with your audience so that when you ask for the sale, they say yes. They say yes. And the challenge is also for the coach, the business owner, or the service provider where sales isn't your issue. No. You already have 50K months. You already are at $1 million in your business, but your biggest issue is visibility. You've built your business on word of mouth, referrals, pitching to corporations, and you now want to know, how can I use digital marketing in order to reach a larger audience? And so we show you how to do that in the challenge so that you are building your authority online so you can book speaking engagements. You can be on high-profile podcasts. You can be on radio shows and TV shows because you didn't start that brand for only a few people to hear about it. You started that brand so that so many people can hear about it. So we want to show you how you can do that. In the challenge, we teach you the 5 P's to prosperity. Day 1, we show you how to position your brand like Jesus did. When Jesus was going town to town, there was something he was doing in order to get the people to follow him. So we want to show you how to do that. On day 2, we show you how to package your message in your videos with the power of storytelling. On day 3, we show you how to produce a 6-figure content strategy so that you are not trying to figure out what videos actually convert, what videos actually get following. We actually just give you the system. And when you're working the system, you will see your leads increase. You can get 5 to 20 leads per week with this system. And if you're really great at converting, you can actually scale your business to the next level. So you're getting sales through word of mouth and referrals right now, but imagine how much more sales you can get now leveraging another platform. Day 4, we show you how to present your offer in your videos without sounding salesy, without feeling icky, right? How to invite your audience to buy from you in an empowered way. How to speak to ready to buy buyers, not the ones who are going to tell you I can't afford this, not the ones who are going to give you an excuse as to why they can't buy right now, that they got to pray about it later. The ones who are ready to buy now. And on day 5, we show you how to profit from your videos. We show you a system that you can build that will get your audience from Instagram, from TikTok, from LinkedIn, from YouTube into your pipeline forever. That's the goal. Why is this? Because our goal is to show you how to create predictable 5-figure months with your content. That's it. That's the challenge in a nutshell. We have 2 levels. We have VIP and general admissions. VIP and diamond experience. For VIP, you get to join us for the 2 hours in the session. The first hour is Q&A. The second hour, we're teaching you how to create the content that sells. And then you go back and you do the work that day. You come back the next day, we audit your videos. Why is this important? Because some of you have been posting for months and you don't know why your content isn't working. So we show you why it's not working and how to make it work. This is how you're able to see the results very quickly. For the diamond experience, this is for the business owner where you recognize you desire exclusivity. You want one-on-one. I don't just want to be in the challenge. I need one-on-one with the coach. And instead of you investing $10,000 in a coaching program right now, you just want to talk one-on-one with the coach. The diamond experience allows you to do that. When you join us at the diamond experience, if you join us today, I'll send you a link for your your elite marketing strategy call with me. And on that call, we could work on your content strategy. We could work on your messaging. And why do we do this? We do this because when the challenge actually starts, it helps you to take off. So this is the call that Marianne booked. Marianne was one of our clients in the challenge. She booked this call. We helped her with her messaging. She went viral and got 60,000 leads from one video. Okay? This is the call that when Christina booked it, when she joined the challenge, she asked one question and got 30 leads overnight. So when we talk about acceleration, it's because of these things right here. But here's the thing. Don't book the call if you don't want to accelerate. Don't book the call if all you want to do is just talk and not actually see results in your business. Leave that for the action takers who are ready to make money right now. Leave that for the action takers who are ready to talk to ready to buy buyers now. That's the goal of that call, but that's only for diamond experience buyers, right? So the challenge is kicking off June 2nd. So you want to join us June 2nd? All you have to do is click the first link in my bio. You can get either one. But if you decided I want to be VIP, click the second link in my bio. You get access now. Hey, Keisha, I sent you an email, Keisha. Hopefully you got it. I was about to follow up with you today to see if you got it. All right, that's where I am for the live today. Tomorrow, we're going to do what kind of content converts for high ticket offers, right? So I'm moving into a season where I'm just really going to be talking about high ticket offers. So if you are selling high ticket, you want to know, how do I use my social media platforms in order to get high ticket sales? That's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. You can join me either on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, or YouTube. I go live Tuesdays through Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's when I go live, Tuesdays through Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern. My calendar is up already on TikTok. It's actually already up for Instagram too. So you can register for these lives and get reminders. On YouTube and LinkedIn, I think the calendar is being put up now. So you'll see the content, you'll see the lives get scheduled. And all you have to do is turn on notifications and you will be notified for when I go live. Again, I teach all of my lives like they are master classes. Why? So that you can start getting results today. Because if you get results today just from what I'm teaching in the lives, you'll want to join the challenge, because then you're like, how much more can I get with 5 days with Star? If you just spent 1 hour with me today, how much more can you get when you spend 5 days with me? Y'all have a great day today.